Hey, here's Captain K. Ahoy, landlubbers, and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, let's talk about solar energy and how to make efficient use of it so it actually saves coal. With the accumulators, the thing is, solar panels provide energy, but the accumulators, they remain full. They're not giving off any of their energy during the night, which means that the steam engines will run at full power. And what we actually want is that solar panels charge the accumulator during the day, and during the night I want to use some of that accumulator energy, and only if it falls below a certain threshold, only then I want the engines to kick in. And with that, we're gonna save on a lot of coal. So let me quickly prepare everything for that, and I'll be right back. And here we are again. So what I did off camera is I remodeled all of my steam power setup. Not only did I lay down the concrete, I also remodeled all of this part. So the pump system, the water going through the boilers, is still more or less the same. Then the heated water goes into a storage tank that'll act as a buffer. So even when everything is shut up, this is full of hot water that can then immediately flow to my steam engines, and the flow of the water to the steam engines is controlled by pumps. Now, according to the Factorio wiki, a pump has roughly the capacity of half a pipe. So for one full pipe at maximum flow, you need 2 pumps. And to be on the safe side, because I want power to kick in as fast as possible, I set up 3 pumps. Also, it looks symmetrical like this. Now, if we look at the wiring down here, all of the steam engines are connected in this wiring loop that's feeding the main power network. And down here, these inserters for the boilers, they're also connected to the main network through these little accumulators. They will be very important. I'll come to that in a minute. But the important part here is that there I have a line of poles that's only connected via this wire, is powering all of the pumps. And this line here is connected to this power switch, and that power switch then is connected back to the main network. So if I set up a dummy condition, if I change this, and this is off, then you can see that now none of these pumps are running. That means those steam engines will use the rest of their water, and now we are relying entirely on accumulator power. So now all of this is shut off. We want to use accumulator power, but as soon as these drop too low, we want the steam engines to kick in again. And the way we're gonna achieve that is by using a so-called SR latch or flip-flop. And we're gonna build one by using a decider combinator and an arithmetic combinator, like this. So basically what we're gonna do is we're running the reading of the accumulator into the decider combinator. This one outputs a signal, let's say C, for the charge that it contains. And this one now is reading C is 100. We want it to kick in when C is, let's say, at 30%. So as soon as this one drops below 30%, I want it to output a signal C of 1. And then we run the output into the arithmetic combinator. And now this is important, with a red wire, the output of the arithmetic combinator back into the decider combinator. Now here again, if you use 2 different colored wires, the circuit network will add the values of both wires, and we're going to use that. We're going to take the signal C here and multiply it by, let's say, minus 45. And then we're going to output the signal C. So what happens now is, as soon as this drops below 100, he will output C with the value of 1. That gets then multiplied by negative 45. That means this input will be the sum of the value below 30 and the negative 45. This one will be the, let's say, 29 and the minus 45, so it'll be negative 16. And that means that this accumulator then needs to charge all the way up to roughly 75%, because the 75 minus the 45 here are then bigger than the 30 again, and it'll stop the output or output a C of 0. And that C of 0 multiplied by negative 45 remains 0. So this one is then sort of reset until it drops below 30 again. Now all that's left to do is grab our last green wire and run the output of this desired combinator into our power switch. And the power switch is set to when C equals 1, it should be enabled. So as soon as this drops, it'll output C, which will then activate the power switch, and the steam engines then kick in as a support. And as soon as they are charged up to 75% again, they will stop. Of course, we can always adjust those values, but that's basically it. Unfortunately, that's all I've got time for today. If you like this tutorials, please let me know by hitting the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It'll help me out tremendously. And whatever you do, make sure to always have a hand's width of water under your keel. This is Captain Concept. Thanks for watching.